A little bit of the madness it is the final week of preparations before camp. So hello and welcome to the vlog. It is another rainy afternoon here in Yaitsa. It is another day closer to summer camp starting, and I'm sitting here with the guitar. And why am I doing that? Am I procrastinating? No, actually, no, I'm not. One of the things I've ended up doing in the past few years, and people kind of look to me to do, is I'm the guy who turns up having chord sheets for songs that we're going to play as part of the band. My task right now is to make sure that all the songs I think we're going to do, and all the songs we have done for the past few years, that I have chord sheets ready. So one of the things we're trying to do is have more stuff on PDFs. So it's just people can have it on their phones and all of that. We do take paper copies, but paper copies is tricky with camp. If it's windy, the wind blows through the place where we are and the papers go everywhere. Papers get wet, papers get dirty. You understand. So days like today are days with lots of different things going on, and I'm sort of running between them. As you can see here, we have, so I've got the speakers out. I'm actually just testing this little desk. I'm taking it as a backup for something to do with camp. But I'm going to get the other mixing desk out that we're going to be using, get the multi-core up here, and then do a channel by channel and just check that all the channels that I think are still working. It's not super exciting work, but it's better that I do it now when I've still got a few days in hand. If stuff isn't in the state I think it is, I'd rather know now than know there. So all that flicker's to do with frame rates and video stuff. You don't see it in real life. It's because an LED is actually switching on and off really, really fast, but too fast for us to perceive it with our eyes. But when it does it slightly out of sync with the frame rate of the camera, we notice it. We don't need to know that, but that's what's happening. So it's a mess in here because I'm pulling all sorts of stuff out. Stuff that's been packed in various different configurations throughout the year is going to be repacked into everything ready for camp. This here is my get out of jail box, and I went through and gave it a proper tidy up. Oh, I know what I need. I need white electrical tape. I have a bunch of other electrical tape, as you can see here. I've got plenty of blue electrical tape, but white stuff is important for sticking on the mixing desk, so you can then write with your Sharpie on there. So all the floodlights that are down there behind me, they're stuff that we put up in the main, we call it a tent. It's a sort of a shed, open-sided shed thing at camp where we have all our meetings, the program sort of stuff that goes on, and they all go up in the ceiling to light it up at night. And although I'm really not a fan of bright white LED spotlights, they're cheap and effective way to do it. They're better than strip lights, and if you point them at the ceiling and bounce the light down, then you get a warm woody kind of glow because it's a wood construction, and it works. Something I need to do when I've got a bit more time than right now is get these out and just double check that these work. We've got a bunch of sets of these that we've used for several years now, and then one lot actually broke last summer at camp. So these are lights we've used at all sorts of Novi Most concerts and different events we've done here in Yaitsa, in the church, and then they've been on summer camps for probably 5 or 6 years. So we've got our money's worth out of them. But yeah, I need to just make sure I know which set got broken and not to take them, because there's nothing worse than rigging a set of lights and then trying to switch them on and they don't work. So it's the evening shift. I have some contact spray, I have some compressed air, I have a microphone, a multi-core, and a mixing desk. I did a quick test on the mixing desk first with the microphone in every channel, checked that all the mixing desk, everything was working fine. It is. The two channels that were covered up are working now. However, this one, channel 12, I don't know if you can hear that, but that right there is the sound of half a signal coming through. We've got no bottom end. If I were to move the mic, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, that's what the microphone should sound like. This means our channel 12 is partially broken. So I'm going to see if I can fix it. So it's Friday morning. I've just sort of been at a drum lesson. Yeah, I didn't really cover myself in glory in that. That's not the point. I've picked up some stuff that I need to get ready for camp. The keyboard that we have here, bass guitar, and a guitar amp. That's going with me. I'm now going to see Tanner to talk about Castra. He wants to talk to me about Castra and a new release of a song that we recorded a few months back, well, more than a few months back. That will probably come out quite soon, so I'm off to do that, and I thought you might appreciate it whole video not being in the studio. So for what it's worth, I've just given the combi a bit of a wash. Now we're going to hoover. So yeah, it's been like super rainy and dirty, but we might as well give the combi a wash before going to camps and probably getting more dirty. And hoovering, it's always worth hoovering. This is unsuccessful fixing from last night. My cheap soldering iron is cheap, and they say a bad workman blames his tools, so I'm happy to live with the bad workman moniker if it gives me the right to blame my tools. It should be a really simple fix just to solder these wires back into this. It's really not proven to be that, but we do have 15 out of 16 channels working on the multi-core, so that's all good. Anyway, I think this is going to be enough of a waffly and rambly kind of vlog, basically giving you a little bit of the madness it is the final week of preparations before camp. Lots and lots of things going on, lots of things that need to come together. It would just be nice for a little bit of sunshine. You've kind of got a sense of the grey weather. They're saying this weekend it's going to be sunshine, we're going to be into summer. They're saying it's going to be like that up at Emek Baraka, Barachko Jezero. That looks good for camp, so hopefully that really happens, because it would make all the difference in the world if camps are warm and sunny rather than being grey and wet and raining every day, which is what we've been going through. So that's enough very British style complaining about the weather, and that's it for this week's vlog. Do give us a big thumbs up for camp preparations. Thanks very much for watching. Do leave us a comment or question if you want to know more, and do remember that together we do adventure. We'll see you next time.